I cannot come home. I have to defend my president as a member of the List Council of the ICC at The Hague. Ulitin ko po ha, fake news po yung sinasabi nilang pugante ako dahil ang pugante po ay tumatakas sa isang arrest warrant na inisyu ng isang hukuman. Ang arrest warrant po ng inisyu ng Kongreso ay para lamang sa isang resource person para dumalo sa isang pagpupulong at magsumiti ng mga dokumento. Wala po akong ginawang krimen na naging basihan para sa pag-issue ng warrant of arrest ng lehislatura.
Okay. Attorney, paano po kung mag-file ng extradition request ang Pilipinas para kayo po ay mapauwi?
Well, I'm formally announcing that after our meeting today, I'm filing formally for asylum here at the Netherlands. But I don't think barbers can deny na sa mulat mula, pinalano nila talaga ang pagpapadala dito kay Presidente Duterte para mawala ang tinik sa kanilang mga buhay na magkaroon ng Marcos forever. Ni Vice President Duterte ay mukha namang in high spirit siya. At ang sabi nga niya, pinauuwi siya ng pilit ng tatay niya. Dahil sabi niya, umuwi ka na at magtrabaho ka sa Pilipinas. No? So, tatay pa rin and very concerned about the Philippines pa rin. Pero itong detention facility po is not exclusively for the ICC. It is an international detention facility being run by the Dutch government. And in fairness, they refer to it as the Hilton Prison kasi wala siyang rehas.
Relation to that, sir, ano ba ang dapat naming asahan? Kasi syempre, sabi, September 23 ang susunod nating pagdinig. Pero in case you are going to file any petitions as an ICC expert, sir, how will that happen?
I think the court said naman it is without prejudice to earlier hearings, no? But the confirmation of the charges, which focuses, of course, on the issue of jurisdiction and the issue of elements of the crime, was set for September 25. But that is without prejudice to filing a motion that could possibly be heard by the court. Okay?
Okay. And then the second question, Attorney Harry, you mentioned naman kanina na you will address na rin yung questions about yourself, concerning yourself. Malacanang just said to Duterte supporters that they should also encourage you to come back to the Philippines and face the arrest warrant from the House of Representatives. Sir, what do you say to this?
I cannot come home. I have to defend my president as a member of the List Council of the ICC at The Hague. Yan naman po ay alam na ng lahat na sa mulat-mula. Una po, ako yung kauna-unang Pilipino na naging miyembro ng Peace Council. Ngayon po, 5. 3 doon sa 5, 2 doon ay dati kong kasama. In fact, that my 2 former partners are representing the victims. Kaya po kami naghiwa-hiwalay sa law office. Yung 2 kong partners opted to represent the victims. And after my stint as POX, of course, I said, I've already been advising the president on ICC even when I was POX. And I can confirm that as early as 2019, I have been advising him on ICC matters. So, kinailangan po kami maghiwa-hiwalay as a law office and as legal partners. No? So, I'm sorry, I cannot come home. I have to defend my president.
And as a follow-up to that, lang, no, my question, are you saying, Attorney, that you are willing to face the case after this entire thing?
Well, nakabinbin po ang aking petition sa Korte Suprema para ideklara ang labag sa saligang batas yung investigasyon na ginagawa nila at walang basihan yung paghingi ng mga dokumentong hinihingi sa akin. Paulit-ulit ko naman pong sinasabi, hindi ko po tinatakasan yan. Inaasahan ko naman po na magdedesisyon ng Korte Suprema at susunod tayo sa desisyon ng Korte Suprema. Ulitin ko po ha, fake news po yung sinasabi nilang pugante ako dahil ang pugante po ay tumatakas sa isang arrest warrant na inisyu ng isang hukuman. Ang arrest warrant po ng inisyu ng Kongreso ay para lamang sa isang resource person para dumalo sa isang pagpupulong at magsumiti ng mga dokumento. Wala po akong ginawang krimen na naging basihan para sa pag-issue ng warrant of arrest ng lehislatura.
And before ko po ipasa kay Gretchen, I think she has a question. My final question is how the Vice President is also reacting to updates at home regarding additional names na involved daw sa reimbursement ng funds ng OVP.
I've not had any opportunity to confer with her on this matter, pero consistent naman ang sinasabi niya, no? 125 in intelligence funds cannot be discussed publicly at nag-issue na po na ang qualified opinion ng COA. So ibig sabihin, everything was above board.
Okay. Attorney, paano po kung mag-file ng extradition request ang Pilipinas para kayo po ay mapauwi?
Well, I'm formally announcing that after our meeting today, I'm filing formally for asylum here at the Netherlands. As soon as my application of asylum is received, I do have the rights to non-refoulement. Non-refoulement under international law means, number one, non-deportation until matapos yung investigasyon if I'm entitled to asylum status. And number two, non-prosecution for illegal entry. Pero legal naman ang pagpasok ko dahil meron akong visa. No? Pero naniniwala ako na yung warrant of arrest ng Kamara de Representante ng WAD Committee ay mapapatunay ng unjust prosecution. Kasi dito sa Europa, unheard of yung isang warrant of arrest na indefinite ang lifetime, number one. Number two, walang bail. So, at number three, malinaw naman yan na ito isang investigasyon sa Pogo na nais nilang talagang i-link si dating Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte, no? At malinaw na sa tingin ko ang political motivation behind the investigation on the Pogo dahil ang sinasabi ng WAD Committee, si Presidente raw ang nag-legalize ng operation ng Pogo even if it has always been there, no, since time pa ng Aquino government, no. So I am confident. I am confident that I can prove political persecution through unjust prosecution ng WAD Committee.
When was that filed, attorney, yung application for asylum, and how long do you expect that to be acted upon?
Well, I'm filing it immediately after our meeting. Okay, so I'm heading in the afternoon. The place of filing is medyo malayo, 3 hours, so I expect to spend the night there. And there's a whole procedure that I need to comply before they give me proof that I am an asylum seeker and a temporary residence in the Netherlands as soon as they receive my application for asylum.
Okay. You came from
ano pong
Dubai
korte?
I'm sorry?
Sa Dutch courts po ito?
Hindi. It's just the parang counterpart of the Commission on Immigration and Deportation. Ang tawag
You
nila,
came from Dubai,
INS.
attorney.
Ano pong tawag, sir? Ano pong tawag?
INS ang tawag, INS.
Well, do
INS.
you have the complete name?
O, ano ba yung complete name na yung INS?
Sige, we'll just Google.
Google nyo na lang.
Pero ibig sabihin, attorney, you came from Dubai as reported in the Philippines.
Well, I don't have to answer that, please. Ang alam ko is I don't have a warrant of arrest, I don't have a whole departure order, and I can only confirm I'm now in the Netherlands.
Secretary?
Just a follow-up, sir, on the question of Gretchen. Ito po kasi galing sa kay Congressman Barbers. Can you just kindly respond to this? I understand that you're filing your asylum, pero ito lang, ang sinasabi niya, may standing contempt order pa rin ang Quadcom sa inyo at sa misis ninyo. Kaya dapat mag-report ang Bureau of Immigration sa Quadcom kung paano kayo nakalabas ng bansa at saan kayo dumaan. Would you care to respond to this? Tapos sabi niya, kabilang lang dito, and let me quote, habang nasa ibang bansa si Roque, hindi siya pwedeng hulihin. They agree to this kasi jurisdictional ang contempt order ng Quadcom. Pero pag nasa Pilipinas si Roque, kailangan i-serve sa kanya ang detention order ng Quadcom. Nilinaw ni Barbers na hindi ito panggigipit, pero isa rin kayo sa mga abogado ni Duterte sa The Hague bago raw maaresto si Duterte na contempt na ng Quadcom kayo. Kaya dahil sa pambabastos sa mga patawag ng komite at sa investigasyon nito, wala raw itong kinalaman sa pagiging ICC accredited lawyer po ninyo o pagiging abogado ni Duterte. Kaya baka raw nag-i-imagine lang kayo ng mga ganitong dahilan. Sir, please.
Wala naman akong binabanggit na may relasyon yung WAD Committee at yung panunupil sa akin, no? But the reality is, mulat mula, alam nyo naman lahat na iilang Pilipino lang ang nasa list council ng ICC. At alam nyo namang naroon ako. Pangalawa, sa mulat mula, ako po'y spokesperson pa. Yung first time pa ako naging spokesperson, as early as nagkaroon ng international report na merong nag-iisip na magsampa ng reklamo laban kay Presidente Duterte, ako na po talaga ang exclusive advisor ni Presidente Duterte and ICC. Unfortunately, nawala nga po ako sa gobyerno at nawala na po yung aking lead, kumbaga, in advising the President on the ICC. Everything happened when I no longer headed an interagency committee dealing with the ICC issue. No? And I think things happened after I resigned as spokes to run as senator in 2022, and all initiatives were pursued by then DOJ Secretary Maynard, later on OSG, as well as ES Medellea. So doon natapos yung aking, kumbaga, active involvement on advising the President on ICC matters dahil nangampanya na nga po ako. No? So hindi po nila mapagkakait na ngayong naririto na ang kaso ni Duterte, iniisip ko isa sa dahilan kung bakit nila ako ginigipit ay para mawalan ng legal representation ng Presidente. Now, totoo po na marami namang nasa list council. Pero wala na pong ibang list council member siguro na pamilyar sa Batas Pilipinas, Batas International, at yung political context ng pagsasampa ng kaso ito. So, 5 lang pong Pilipino yan, yung dalawa, counsel for the victims, di ko po kakilala kung sino pa yung dalawa, but I don't think barbers can deny na sa mulat mula, pinalano nila talaga ang pagpapadala dito kay Presidente Duterte para mawala ang tinik sa kanilang mga buhay na magkaroon ng Marcos Forever. Kung matatandaan nyo po ha, July of 2022, nag-briefing kami sa Malacanang. Pinabayad ko si Presidente Duterte ng 20 pesos para hindi ako makapagsalita sa labas kung anong pinag-usapan. Pero alam naman po natin yan tungkol sa ICC yan. At sinabi niya, hindi makikipagtulungan. Pero as early as August, meron ng kontrang statement si Justice Secretary Remulla as relayed to me by Reuters. In fact, it was not featured prominently in the Philippine media and it was Reuters that asked me to comment. Abay, iba na po sinasabi, mere 1 month after the President declared that we will not cooperate. At alam niyo naman yung sinabi na ni Secretary Remulla, which is now consistently what he has been saying, that pag nagkaroon daw ng red notice, they have to cooperate, which is of course not true. Siguro kayo na.
Attorney Roque, one more thing.
Secretary Henry Uri sa DCRH.
How is the moral of the president, of the former president at the detention center? Kumusta ang moral po niya?
Ang sabi ni Vice President Duterte, na promote ko na, no? Ni Vice President Duterte ay mukha namang in high spirit siya. At ang sabi nga niya, pinauuwi siya ng pilit ng tatay niya. Dahil sabi niya, umuwi ka na at magtrabaho ka sa Pilipinas, no? So, tatay pa rin and very concerned about the Philippines pa rin.
Pero Secretary, nakakakain ba siya? Nakakainom ba siya ng gamot? Wala ba siyang iniindang sakit? Nakakatayo ba siya mag-isa? Paano ang kanyang pamumuhay ngayon sa loob ng kulungan na mag-isa?
Ulitin ko, Henry, hindi ko pa siya nakikita. Nakakita lang sa kanya, once si ES Medellea, once si VP Sara, and today at 9 o'clock, si Executive Secretary Medellea rin, former Secretary Medellea. No? So ako, I can only rely on what VP Sara has said. No? VP Sara said na okay naman daw si Presidente, medyo nung time na binisita niya, hapon na, isang meal pa lang ang sinerve sa kanya, hindi masyado nakain ni Presidente ang Dutch food. Pero pinaghandaan na raw siya ng kanin. Okay? Now, let me tell you about the detention facility. Kahapon kasi, I had lunch with the Dutch National. Itong detention facility po is not exclusively for the ICC. It is an international detention facility being run by the Dutch government. And in fairness, they refer to it as the Hilton Prison. Kasi wala siyang rehas. It's a compound. It's like a dorm, I guess. No, walang rehas. They're free to move about. And quality of food naman is hindi masama. Kaya lang daw, syempre, it's Dutch food. No, and they have accommodated President Duterte's preference for rice. So, ang tawag po dito sa Europe ng detention facility being run by the Dutch government, but it's an international detention facility na merong particular wing reserved for the ICC is Hilton Prison. Pero I also need to underscore this, no? Siya po ngayon ay nandun sa, kumbaga, parang clinic ng facility na yon, no? Dahil he is still being monitored, no? Ang problema nga kasi, nagkulang siya ng gamot talaga. And although alam ng mga doktor ang gamot doon, ang aking huling narinig is they are providing him with substitute medicine. Kaya nga po kagabi, nag-deliver kami ng totoong medicine niya with letter and prescription para makita nila na hindi na dapat substitute medicine ang bigay kung hindi yung talagang mga gamot na ni Presidente.
Secretary, na siya ay...
Isa lang.
Si Henry Luring, sa DCRH. Secretary,
Okay,
ano ang
Henry, you have the
tsansa?
floor first.
Ano
Can you
ang
please raise your
tsansa?
hand? Raise your hand. Henry, you have the floor. Go.
Yes, Secretary. Ano ang tsansa na siya ay mapauwi ng maaga at yung binabanggit ninyong motion, kasama ba na madismiss ang kanyang kaso considering the fact dun sa sinasabi ninyo na illegal ang pagkahuli sa kanya at hindi siya nabigyan ng due process?
Again, no, dahil I'm working with another lawyer, at least one other lawyer actively, it would be improper for me to say something without conferring with him. Pero nakapagsalita naman ako na hindi tayo uuwi na hindi kasama ang Presidente Duterte. So let's just say that our prayers is that he will be released at the soonest time possible and we will take all steps necessary para mapauwi siya sa lalong mabilis na panahon. Now, siguro naman I'm not in breach of confidentiality if I will tell you malinaw yung proseso sa Article 59 ng International Criminal Court Rome Statute. At malinaw na hindi yan nasunod. So ang mangyayari ngayon ng issue, sapat ba yon para mawala ang jurisdiction ng hukuman? Yan ay pagdidesisyonan ng hukuman kasi hindi naman nila talagang pwedeng ipilit na naiharap siya sa isang lokal na hukuman. Okay?
May mga nagsasabi na baka pwedeng mag-petition na i-house arrest na lang sa kanya o interim arrest. Pwede ba yun?
Again, as I said, hindi na po, well, of course, ang interim arrest, hindi natin palalampasin yan. But other than yan ay karapatang hingi ng isang akusado sa ICC, wala muna po na akong sasabihin dahil it would be unprofessional of me to speak without having conferred with my co-counsels. Okay?
Thank you, Secretary.
Yan. Okay, go. Next, si Jason Rubric. Jason Rubric has the floor.
Request lang tayo, attorney, sana mag-mute yung ibang hindi.
Please mute everyone. Everyone mute para isa-isa naman kayo
Kasama sa
i-recognize.
estratehiya nila yung...
Everyone mute. Henry, pakimute.
Radyo po eh.
Detalye, ihilingin na mapauwi ng maaga.
Henry, mute ka.
There you go.
Yan. Okay, next. Jason.
Yes, Attorney. First question po, may I ask po kung ano yung reaction ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa overwhelming support
Ano ka? Hindi ka malinaw. Hindi ka malinaw, Jason.
ng Pilipinas at maging yung mga OFWs ay nagpahagi.
Type na lang niya po sa chat.
Type na lang yung
Jason, garbled ka. Hindi kita maintindihan. Okay? Pakis-type na lang yung question mo. Next, sinong nakataas ng kamay?
Sir, ako po. Andy sa
Sino?
GMA. Andy Peñaperta, sir, sa GMA News Online,
Go
sir.
ahead, Andy.
Sir, I have two questions, sir. Nung nakita po natin si VP Sara, nirelay po niya ang message ni dating Pangulong Duterte. Ang sinabi po sa kanya ni dating Pangulo, there will be a day of reckoning. Na-explain po ba sa inyo ni dating Pangulo ang ibig sabihin niya na to, a day of reckoning? And second question po, sir, bilang counsel po ni dating Pangulong Duterte, mabibigyan din po ba kayo ng information kung meron pong mga warrants na lalabas kay Senator De La Rosa, kay former PNP Chief Albayalde, tsaka na sa iba pong mga linked sa killings? If yes, meron po bang warrants na may issue?
Okay. Unang-una, lilinawin ko sa inyo to ha. Sa mga abogado, tumataas ang balahibo namin pag tinatawag nyo na kaming legal counsel sa ICC. Ako, I can say I'm legal counsel for the President kasi I have given advice to the President on ICC matters. But I have not yet been officially recognized by the court as counsel. Kaya nga, medyo ingat-ingat lang tayo. But ako, walang doubts. I can claim to be counsel dahil talaga nung consistently ina-advise ko si Presidente even before, years ago pa, on ICC matters. No? Pero lilinawin ko po, hindi pa approve ng hukuman. Hindi pa kinikilala kami ng hukuman. Si Secretary Medialdea pa lang ang kinikilala. No? Pangalawa po is... Siyempre po, wala pa akong access kay Presidente. So hindi ko po alam kung anong exactly ang ibig sabihin niya. Pero tingin ko naman, using common meaning of every there will be a time of reckoning, yun pong common meaning po nun is magkakaroon din ng paghuhusga sa mga pangyayari ngayon. Okay? Tinranslate ko lang siya kung ano yung there is a time for reckoning. Okay?
Question ho?
Question ho?
Oo. Kayo po ay binabanggit po ninyo na nagpasok kayo ng medicines. Ano po ba yung sakit ng dating Pangulo?
Again, hindi po ako nagpasok. Iniwan po namin sa prison facility.
Okay.
Hindi po ako nakapasok. Okay? Iniwan lang po. Okay? Kasama yung sinyelas na rin-request siya at saka medyas. At ang medyas na binigay namin ay yung colorful na medyas pa. Okay? Now, so having said that, anong mga gamot ng Pangulo? That's covered by the right to privacy. Okay? He may be president, but he doesn't have to broadcast to the world his medical condition. That's considered absolutely private information.
But he has been deemed as fit by the doctors inside, no? So hindi naman po serious.
I'm sorry. Again, you're not precise. He was deemed fit to appear. But it was also deemed fit that he will only appear by video. Malinaw po yun. Malinaw po yun. Kaya nga hindi na siya pina-appear. Okay? But his deemed fit is only for purposes of appearance. By video. Okay? So that says a lot, I think. That says a lot already. Okay? Next is Jason Rubrico. Subukan mo ulit, Jason.
Attorney, hello po. Mas klaro na, Attorney?
Yes.
Yes po. Attorney, kanina, may we know the reaction of Vice President Sara Duterte doon po sa overwhelming support na ipinapakita ng taong bayan. Yesterday, sunod-sunod yung mga prayer rallies, not just here in the Philippines, but also around across the globe po, mga OFWs na nagpakita ng suporta kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Nako, talaga naman pong nakakahabag sa damdamin ni VP Duterte yung napakalakas na suporta na pinapakita ng mga kapwa Pilipino natin, hindi lang dito sa dahig, kundi sa buong daigdig. I can confirm that the VP, being of her generation, is always online. Siya pa nga nagbigay sa akin ng unlimited data, no, from an eSIM, which is very powerful. She is forever grateful for everyone for showing their support to the president. And yan po nagbibigay ng lakas, hindi lang sa kanya, kundi sa buong pamilya na malalampasan din ni Presidente Duterte itong pagsubok na ito.